Dr. Stephen Lowe, Ryan Listerman, back with Adam Revival. We're touching on a hot button issue. I think it's what trending, viral, whatever you want to call it, going around the internet right now. And it is a story about a girl called Lily Phillips, and she is an OnlyFans star who got impaled 100 times by 100 dudes or something in one day. What's the what's
Yeah,
the
so I guess
story here?
so the idea or the goal here is that she's trying to set a world record, I guess, with like an adult film star world record of sleeping with over 1,000 men in a day. I guess she recently slept with 100 men in one day. I mean, there's no sleeping involved in that. But I know that we talked about that this is kind of this is a this is a result of this is really a fault of men. Like this OnlyFans
Oh,
model
100%.
and her, it's not. I think that the men's manosphere community kind of blames her for the downfall of society, but really she's a kind of a result of men not doing what they're supposed to be doing.
So, 100% agree with you there. Men create society, right? Men create society, and then they create what's permitted in societies, what's acceptable in societies, and they contribute and add to the culture. Okay.
Yeah.
What I see here, and first of all, 100 dudes in one day, like that is depravity on the level of Sodom and Gomorrah. That is insane. Um,
Yeah.
I can't imagine, what caused this girl to want to do something like that. And it could be something as simple as just fame or, going viral. Maybe she got exactly what she wanted to do here. But those are things that she's never gonna get back. Like you can't
I think
unsuck
it's
it. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I think it's a self-destructive a desire to destroy oneself. I think it's kind of a nihilistic, like wanting to. I think there's more than just a desire for fame, a desire for money. It's like a numbing of. It's kind of like you know I always felt like C.S. Lewis really hit the nail on the head when it came to his writings. When it came to sexual sin, was being like the worst form of sin, because it's kind of like sexual sin is kind of like a almost like a declaring war on God's kingdom. So it's kind of
yeah.
I feel like she's so hateful of herself that she wants to destroy her own soul. Like it's kind of I
So
think
I
it's at
yeah
that level.
yeah yeah I
And
agree with you there.
yeah,
And I mean, look,
not
and this is a
and
result.
not to judge
Go
her,
ahead.
not to say that she can't, not to judge her, not to say that Jesus can't redeem her. Like she's
Oh,
totally
Jesus
redeemable.
certainly can redeem her.
Yeah,
But unfortunately, she's tarnished her. It's gonna take
yeah,
you know, I don't know. I don't know
yeah.
how you go on through the rest of your life after, taking 100 dudes in a single day. Like, is there a marriage? Is there a dude out there that could possibly, is there a dude out there that's willing to redeem her as Christ would? That's a tough road. That's a
Maybe
tough, that's
maybe one of the 100, but
Yeah, maybe one of the
I
100, or maybe an ex-gay. One of those, maybe an ex-gay. Um, so here's my thoughts on it. We live in one of the most depraved societies ever. We're like Rome on steroids and
yeah,
cocaine all at the same time. Um, the culture that we have created in our society is one of lust, it's one of depravity, it's one of destruction, it's one of death, right?
yeah,
And there's a million different components that go into this, and you can start with your academic theory. I'll always go back to that. I will always go back. This is the final boss of feminism right here,
yeah,
to where women are so free, that they think this is virtuous in a way. And I would also say this girl, mm, she can't have a dad. I mean, even if there's a man that she calls dad, like she can't have a dad. This is you don't
Yeah.
get this with a daughter who was loved and cherished as she should have been.
No,
So
no, no.
so yeah, so fatherless, feminism, and then pornography, right?
Yeah.
And all of those things, lead right into hookup culture. We've had many discussions on this, and this is like a culmination of all of that. Um, you know, these people are idolizing death as good. Okay, and it's either self-destruction, self-humiliation, or removing themselves entirely from the gene pool and being with someone of the same
Yeah.
sex, like not being able to procreate. It's either death or preventing life. It's all satanic. It's all satanic. And if
Yeah.
you look at the Bible, what the Bible says about women, women are to be cherished and they're to be revered by men. They're
Yeah.
to be taken care of and they're to be protected by men. I'll give you an example of that right now. Let's just pull up Proverbs. What was this? Proverbs 31. Okay. A wife of noble character who can find? She is worth far more than rubies.
Mm-hmm.
Her husband has full confidence in her and lacks nothing of value. She brings him good, not harm, all the days of her life. She selects wool and flax and works with eager hands. She is like the
Yeah.
merchant ships, bringing her food from afar. She gets up while it is still. While it is still night, she provides food for her family and portions for her female servants. And this goes on and on and on and on. Now, that's a biblical woman, a woman that deserves respect, deserves to be cherished, deserves to be taken care of, right? And then we've gone so far from that because evolution and academic theory to where this girl, what was her name? Lily Roberts,
Lily Phillips.
Lily Phillips.
Yeah.
She's just getting ran through by 100 dudes a day. Like that's how far we've come here. And
Well,
the clip that I seen of it, she was crying, and it's like, well, yeah, you're crying. You hate yourself. You
yeah.
literally just gave parts of your body away to a
Well,
hundred random dudes in one day. Like, I don't even
I
know,
think
man.
I
That's
think
so depraved.
it's almost actually I would say that it's like the tears are almost encouraging because it's like it's a sign that there's still a conscience and that
Yep.
there's a understanding that like there was something happened that was wrong there. Um, and I do feel like that um that I think women are women are kind of like programmed that they want they want to be protected. They want to be loved. They want a
Yep.
husband. So I think that a woman like this only exists in a society that's got a vast shortage of possible husbands. Where it's like, well, what's the point? There's no husband out there for me. Why do
Because
that?
they're all
Why
gay.
try to
They're
be
all
virtual?
they're all
Yeah,
gay or beta. Like they're
yeah,
literally we have a society of men that aren't men anymore. And many people will go, well, that's offensive. I don't care. I do not care
yeah,
of that. You know what's offensive to me? Men not being men. And
yeah,
and 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 cheering women on doing stuff like this. Like you are
yeah,
the weakest uh form of man ever known. You're not a man, you're a male, but you are the disease. You are the disease to our society, and we have to cure it. We have to
yeah,
cure it. So
yeah. So I feel like you know there are articles going around, and I agree with them that Lily Phillips only exist. A woman like Lily Phillips only exists in a society of men that are taking advantage of women. This is a
yeah,
complete reflection on the moral character of men because like
hundred
this
percent.
wouldn't exist if there were plenty of men out there that are husband material, and two, there wouldn't exist if there wasn't a demand for this type of content in our culture. Where like she's going to make a
And
lot of money doing this because
the,
there's tons of men that are going to download it and
so the question
subscribe.
is, how do we right the ship here? I mean, we've gone so far left that something like this is being championed by many. They're like,
Yeah,
yeah, yes, queen, just get split. Like, yes, queen, self-harm. Yes, queen, humiliation. Yes, queen. Like, dude,
yeah,
how do we right the ship here? And I'll make a suggestion. Not only do men have to come in and voice their opinion and call this out and call out the men who are permitting this and playing into this
yeah,
because you guys are all just cucks. You're betas.
yeah.
You're not men.
Yeah,
You
I
are
don't
little
even
boys,
blame
truly
her.
little
Like
boys.
I mean, I it's one of those things where I feel bad for this person, but I don't
Yeah,
really
it's terrible.
blame for what. Yeah, I blame. I feel like she's a victim.
She's
Straight
a
up.
product, is what she is.
Yeah,
She's
yeah,
bought into the lie. She bought into the deceit that this is
yeah,
good, right? And it's
yeah,
all of these crazy leftists. It's all of this crazy ideology of self-destruction, harm, and death. And so, getting to my point is, not only do strong, good, godly men have to stand up and start calling this up. I think it's even just as important, if not more important, that strong, godly women stand up and start calling this stuff out.
yeah, yeah. I think that more and more wives need to not accept you know lustful activities, where there's pornography or strip clubs, things like that, where it's men. I think that it's okay to almost call, like, it's okay to make the idea of, like, the husband watching pornography not a good thing in a marriage. I feel like that even it's
I,
gotten so normalized that it's like almost weird for a wife to call it to attention, that it's we need to kind of
so,
make it a taboo
let's.
subject.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think pornography should be just utterly banned. Utterly banned. I don't even like the argument of, well, adults should be able to do what they want. No, smut should be gone. And smut
Yeah,
behavior should be called out for what it is, right? Now let's
yeah,
get back to and we only do this by getting back to the Bible, right? We've turned away from the
yeah,
Bible, so anything goes now. Now we got kids, parents allowing their kids to amputate parts of their bodies in the name of virtue. We have the decline in birth rate because dudes are doing dudes and girls are doing girls. Like we have to right the ship here, and I'm not afraid to say that. That's no offense to anyone. I do love all people, but this is, I hate sin, and that's the way it
yeah.
is. And I'm certainly not above sin myself. I'm a sinner just like you. Uh, but so let me remind you, a wife of noble character who can find, she is worth far more than rubies. So, men, when you marry a woman, understand what you have there, and ladies, be the ruby that man seeks. A ruby's
Yeah.
not getting ran through by 100 rando dudes for online content. That's I'm not going to be unkind, so I'll stop there with it. But um, I do have empathy for this person. I do hope that this person, Lily Phillips, finds Jesus. Like, please, please, please,
Yeah.
please find Jesus. Turn away from this. Find Jesus. Find an ex-gay that
Yeah.
will take you in or something, and you guys can go find Jesus and redemption together. Like, that's just the way it is.
It didn't, whatever you were looking for didn't, obviously didn't make you feel complete. So now it's time to assess the worldview that you pursued that led you to this point. And
And the people around you that promoted
I'm
this.
speaking from yeah, speaking from experience of knowing, like, chasing this kind of stuff doesn't make you happy. So why are you not happy after doing all this? You're not happy. Why is
Yeah,
that? And now it's time to
yeah.
assess that and understand where this came from. And hopefully 10 years from now, maybe this woman's a nun. you know it's
I
possible.
mean,
I
that
mean, all things are possible with
there's
God.
of course anything's
Yeah,
possible with God. Anything's possible with God, and like I said, like I'm sure there's a man out there that would love you and cherish you, but you have to be the ruby that he needs you to be, and also you're gonna
yeah.
have to keep him off the internet because he can't see you like that. So that's an issue. But um, yeah. So let's wrap this one up. Final thoughts,
Okay.
Ryan.
Yeah, I think that sexual sin is it's probably the most harmful sin to the soul. The physical sins of the world, I think, are easier to handle, to deal with than the sexual sin. So it's certainly one of those things that you need to flee from this stuff and work at combating it, and constantly improve and shake these sins.
Yeah. Yeah, and I affirm and support what Ryan just said. I agree 100%. I'll also just add, um, we have to start being able to call sin again,
Yeah.
right? We have to as Christians, we have to start being able to call sin again, no matter what flag that sin flies. Okay? Dr.
Yeah.
Stephen Lowe, Ryan Listerman, Adam Revival. Pray for this young lady that we discussed. Pray for the others that are lost and following this road or see this as good. Pray for their healing, that God knit back together all of their broken parts, and that God show them His love and His truth, not their truth, not their delusion, but God's truth. So, like, share, subscribe. We got some big things coming up in 2025. Watch and see, man. Peace out.
Amen.